Hi, welcome to Victory IAS. I am Anmol Sharma, and today we'll talk about a big problem that many of you aspirants are facing. In my last video, I got a comment from one of the aspirants saying, "Sir, I do not have very strong English. My English is weak, and I face problems writing UPSC mains answers. Suggest some solution to it." Many candidates, they are worried that they do not have very strong English. You go through the toppers answers, they are very well written. You go through the newspaper articles, you understand them very well, but when it comes to answer writing, you get worried, you face a lot of issues structuring those perfect answers, or you tend to make a lot of grammatical mistakes, and because of that your confidence falls. You feel that you might not score as much as others would because of their good English. So this is why, keeping this in mind, I have made this video to provide some practical solutions that will help you in scoring exceptionally well even with weak English. And we will also analyze toppers copies. We will analyze the answer copy of Shakti Dubey, who secured All India rank 1 in last year's 2024's UPSC exam. So let's get started. So the first important point that you can work on if you have weak English is to work on a strong structure of your answer. Create a good structure of your answer, starting with an introduction of 1 to 2 lines, then moving on to the body. In the body, you can use say headings, subheadings, and then conclusion. Conclusion again, you can conclude in 1 to 2 lines. Let's have a look at how Shakti Dubey structured her answers. So now this is the answer copy of Shakti Dubey. Shakti Dubey secured All India rank 1 in 2024. So इस आंसर में, as you can see, as we mentioned, when we look at the structure, here we are looking at the structure in 1 to 2 lines. She has given the introduction, very simple introduction. The question asked about Indian Constitution, and in 1 to 2 words, she has concluded the introduction. Then move to the body. Body में, as you can see, it is divided into headings, points, bullet points, right? And then given subheadings, more points, and concluded the answer with a simple conclusion. So that too in 1 to 2 lines, and she has simply followed the structure of introduction in 1 to 2 lines, then body, broken down the bodies into headings, subheadings, points, right? And then a simple conclusion in 1 to 2 lines. So after creating a 3 point structure for your answer, it is very important to follow this next step if your English is weak. That is not to write in long paragraphs or not to write long lines. Instead, break down that paragraph or break down that line into bullet points. Let's look at this example to make things clear for you. So we have taken this question as an example. Discuss the challenges of urbanization in India. So one way of writing it is, urbanization in India has created multiple challenges. There has been a problem of overcrowding in cities, lack of infrastructure, unemployment, pollution. At the same time, rural areas are facing migration and imbalances, right? So this is one way of writing it. Firstly, you will have to put a lot of verbs and a lot of other things to make your to create some continuity in your answer or in your paragraph. And those that face problems in English, they might find they might make many grammatical mistakes here, and that would lead to an improper answer. So this is not the right way of writing. If you have weak English, you can switch to this style of writing. The same answer is now structured differently. First, you write the challenges of urbanization. You put a box, or you just simply underline it, break it down into bullet points or subheadings. Overcrowding, underline it. Underline the keywords so that the focus of the answer checker goes on those particular keywords. You start with migrants put pressure on housing and transport. You underline housing and transport. Move to the next point, infrastructure gap. Underline that. Water, sanitation, waste management remain inadequate. Here you won't face any problem of verbs or grammatical mistakes because you are breaking it down into keywords. Then Unemployment issues, underline that. Informal jobs dominate, little job security. And environmental issues, air and water pollution affect health. So the same thing, rather than writing into one line or one long paragraph where there is chance of making lot of grammatical mistakes, here you can break it down into points. So the next thing you can do is collect ready-made phrases or memorize certain important definitions, certain important concepts, so that you can readily write them on the answer when asked. For example, here in the answer copy of Shakti Dubey, we can see question came on separation of powers. Separation of powers is a very important concept when it comes to polity. So she has straight away written the whole definition. So if you have memorized the definition of separation of power, you won't face problems. And again, in the definition, you can see she has broken it down into bullet points or certain keywords so that you don't have to write long lines where the chances of grammatical mistakes are more. Similarly, there's another question that was on Directorate, Enforcement Directorate, ED. ED is a very important body when it comes to polity. So she has written the mandate and defined the responsibilities of ED. Similarly, for example, ECI, Election Commission of India, is in news lately. It becomes a very important topic. So if you remember the roles and responsibilities or the mandate of ECI that way, it would be very easy to straight away write the mandate when the question comes on ECI. Questions on these topics are asked time and again, so it would come in handy to write the answers in without making any grammatical mistakes in a time bound manner when asked in the paper. Other than that, if we look at the conclusion, here you can see she is following one style of concluding, like hence there is a need to reform. In the next answer, she has written hence strengthening the ED is an essential requirement. So you can collect these phrases, you can write them down, and you can go through them again and again, so that when you write an answer, automatically you use such phrases, because these phrases can be used for multiple answers. If the question comes on ECI, then you can use like hence strengthening the ECI is an essential requirement. Similarly, moving to the next question, if we look at the conclusion, here also she's used hence Indian constitution is a living document. So this phrase can be used in many answers. And the next thing you can do is make good use of diagrams, flowcharts in your answers to explain the concepts. Again, looking at Shakti Dubey's answers, looking here at Shakti Dubey's answers, the question was on interstate river disputes, and to explain the concept, she could have written it like, for resolution of dispute, the state first approaches the union with the complaint, and the union then tries to mediate, and if the mediation fails, then an ad hoc tribunal is formed. Rather than creating a long line or a long paragraph to explain this concept, she has explained it in the form of flowchart. Resolution of dispute, simple keywords, underline the concept, is a layered process. Then state approach with complaint to who? To the union. Then arrow, the union tries mediating. If the union fails, then an ad hoc tribunal is set up. So simply she has explained the whole concept in very simple words, just using the keywords, no verbs, no grammatical mistakes, no chance of any grammatical mistake. And moreover, the checker would like this way because she has explained the whole concept in such simple words. She has also taken very little space. She gets more space to write, more points. And you need to understand that the checker who's checking your answers is evaluating hundreds of copies, hundreds of answers every day. That evaluator is also fed up of, reading long lines. If you can explain the concept clearly through a flowchart or a diagram, that will not only help you in writing an answer with weak English, but it will fetch you more marks than writing in long paragraph form with using lot of complicated, expert English words. All right. So these are certain changes, understanding the structure and structuring your answer properly, making good use of the headings, subheadings, key points, bullet points, underlining the keywords so that the focus of the evaluator goes there, and then making use of flowcharts, of diagrams to explain your concept. This way, you will be able to write perfect answers, exceptional answers, without worrying much about grammatical mistakes. and this way you will even score more than the ones writing very average answers with very perfect English. However, it is very important to keep working on your English as well. Keep reading the editorials. You don't need to write answers like that, but with constant answer writing, with constant practicing, your answers will naturally develop, they will naturally improve. You will get the flow. Go through the toppers answers, see how they are writing, pick up, collect those phrases as we discussed, as we just witnessed how Shakti Dubey frames her conclusion starting with hence there is a urgent requirement, or hence, explaining the concept, or how she starts the, introducing her answer, explaining the keywords, explaining the concepts as in the question. So this way you will be developing a natural knack for writing the answers, and this way you keep improving your answers. Even your English becomes better, the flow becomes better, you start making less grammatical mistakes, and this way you can approach the answer with full confidence without worrying about your English. Hope this video helped you to make certain changes to your answer and take the fear of English out of you. If you had doubts in your mind, if your confidence was low regarding English, hope this video takes them all away. Trust me, UPSC rewards clarity, structure, and relevance over any other thing. We've had aspirants coming from non-English backgrounds, rural backgrounds, stop the exam, and so can you. Make these changes, keep practicing, and if you're still facing any issue regarding your English or any other problem, you can always reach out to me and I will make sure that I will guide you to the best of my ability. All the best.